Now that all these bits are cut, we've cut that and folded it and put some windows in and what have you, we're going to put it in position. So I'm going to start round this end. I've already put my double-sided tape on there. Just come down this wall here. Fold this end around. Where I've got that little join there, I think I'm just going to put a pin in there because that actually works quite well. Or the other thing that you can do is they actually have some really good little T-pieces. I've just got one here. This is actually a Foamworks product, and this is fantastic when you've got to join something like this. It may actually work on this size. Where I can put it, I can normally put it over here and click it onto that foam. Where I've got this extra wall, I can't use it in that application, but there are certainly places where I do use it regularly, like if I have to join here and actually hold it while the glue sets. If I'm using PVA, I can use little T-pieces like this just to hold things in place. Sometimes I use it up this way, and what I'd do is I'd set a wall in here, and then when I was going to join another piece to it, I would put the glue, push it up, and that way I'm assured of getting a 90-degree join. So now we're getting on here, we're now starting to see the results of making this three-dimensional model, and you start to get a feel for what it's like. We've got to put a couple of little internal walls in here, which we're just going to do next, and then we'll finish off the patio and show you how we, this is where a round outdoor table is going to go, and so I'll show you another tool that we've got that cuts bigger circles quite well. I'm going to build some of these little internal walls here. Now I could just cut them like I've been doing the other ones with the bevel and folding it around, but I thought I'd show you another little tool that we've got, which is the Foamworks rebate or rabbit cutter. Now this is quite a good little tool. Inside here, this is handy, inside here, these little, bit tough to get off of course, because we don't want anyone hurting themselves, but inside there it's actually got storage where you can keep your blades. So I'm just going to put one of those blades in, and that just goes back on the end there. It's a little rubber piece. You can undo it, and the tool actually comes apart in two pieces. And what we do is we put the blade inside here. So it's just going to sit inside, and when we're ready to cut, you can see here the blade actually sticks out into that section there. So one blade goes there. I'm just going to put another blade in there. And one blade goes in here. So it's quite fun tool to use, this one actually, and it's a useful tool. It's something that you can't really do with any other tool on the market. So it's got two blades in there like that. The tool actually goes back together, and that's going to clamp those blades in place inside the tool. And if you look, I don't know whether you can see in there, but if you look right in there, those two blades virtually touch each other. Screw it back together. So now we're loaded and ready to go. I'm just going to grab a piece of 5mm foam core and we'll show you how to cut with it. Here we have some 6mm or 5mm thick foam core, 1/4 inch foam, and our rebate cutter. Now what you do is you slide this along the edge of the foam core. So I slide it through like that. It's quite easy to use. Whoops, sorry, I just caught the end of it there. And notice what I've done. I've actually cut a little bevel like that. Now that's useful. I'm going to do it again because I went a little bit far. So you can see how that's cut that nice little rebate out of the foam. Now then, that's going to perfectly match up with the other piece that we're going to join as a wall. So this is a different way of joining as opposed to the beveling method. So what I'm doing here, I've just rebated that end and I've cut this off to size because this is going to fit in this little section here in to do the bathroom. But an easy way to make the other side is I can just take that piece and use it as a template on top of my foam, draw the line, and then I'm able to make a matching pair that's going to become the other half of the room. So I'm just going to use my square this time and my little straight cutter. There we go, we've cut that piece. So now we've actually got both sides here, and we've got the little rebated ends. We've got both sides are going to go in this position here, like so. And I've used the thicker foam just to show you how that rebate cutter works. Where I've got this rebate, I'm just going to put a little lining in there of the self-adhesive double-sided tape. So I can pop that straight in there, and I'll just cut the end off. So now that rebate is lined and it's going to be ready to stick the other wall onto it. So now I'm going to put these little walls in, and this is just that thicker foam. I haven't put any adhesive up the top there just yet. What I might do, I'll let that sit there for a sec, because I've got this lovely end piece that is going to be the end. Actually, before I put that on, I think I will actually cut the door out, because then you can see into the bathroom. So I'll just cut that and we'll come back to it. So now I've just cut the door out there for the bathroom, just so that we can see into it. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on the bottom, and this is the good thing about that tape, you can see how that almost perfectly matches the width of the thickness of the foam core. Now I'm going to pop that in and stick it up into that rebate. So before we'd use the rebate tool to make this cut, which is a little bit different than the beveled ones we'd been doing earlier. So I've put the adhesive on the inside of that bevel and it's now sticky, and I've put sticky stuff on the bottom there. A little bit tricky, but we're going to line it up, stick the top of the wall there. Stick the floor, and rather than put double-sided tape in the top here, I could have just put some double-sided tape. I'm going to go back to my old trick with the pins again, because that really works quite well. Just need 2 pins. That's really easy to put that one in. With this thicker foam, it's a little bit softer than the compressed 3mm foam. So now I've got my little bathroom in there. So we've got bedroom, bathroom, studio. This is our kitchen and living area. We've got one more wall to put along here with these big sliding doors, and then basically we've finished the main layout of the house. So here we go. I'm just going to put a little bit more tape on the bottom here. We're just finishing off this last major wall in this house. I'm just going to tear that. Peel back that double-sided tape. I'm going to put a little bit of this tape on the edge of this time as well, because I've used the thicker 5mm board and we're butting up, so we want it to be strong along that join. So I'm just putting tape there, but you can use PVA glue as well. Don't use anything like super glue or any of those solvent based adhesives on the foam board, because the solvent actually gets in and destroys the foam and it can eat it away. The other good thing about this product is that it's really safe for kids to use. They can cut it quite easily. It's not something like cutting up big thick hard to cut cardboard, and certainly with some of these tools it really makes it very safe. It's one thing I've found really good about the Foamworks tools is they develop good products. I mean, Logan products are fantastic in both matte cutting tools for picture framing, and now these Foamworks tools, they're just excellent for cutting foam board. So I can peel that off. So now I've got sticky bits on the end there, and I peel off that other end there. I'd already put some on. So now we're all sticky, ready to go. Got to be a bit careful here because it's fairly tight to get this in, but what we'll do, we'll try and get the one end in first and then just bring it in. A little bit sticky. If you don't push too hard when you first do it, I'm sticking my fingers there even. If you don't push too hard when you first do it until you really got it in position, then you can join that board together just firmly. That's really quite solid. We can do this internal wall here, get it vertical. Join that one. Now something else that you can do around these corners if you want to add extra strength, although that's quite strong as it is. This is actually great width. We've just got a great width on this tape. This is a lovely white acid-free tape. We use it a lot in picture framing to actually hinge work, but it's good for joining foam core there, and it really adds to the strength of that corner. We're going to use another bit. We'll use that down on this bottom corner down here. So now we've really got quite a strong structure. We've basically done all of the walls and a bifold door. I've left this open, but we did put some plastic in to represent the sliding window and the sliding doors. We cut the little hole here for that window into the shower. It's quite cute, like a little porthole in a boat. And you can see the doorway through to the bath, and this will be a sliding door here through in the study. What I'm going to show you next is just another tool that we use to cut big circles, because this represents an outdoor table. And we'll show you in, actually I mightn't show you this now, we'll show you in another video, but we'll show you how to make a few simple furniture pieces out of the foam core that you can put into this design. But yeah, pretty easy to make a representation in 3 dimensions of what was a flat plan.